So one of the most popular fish in the marine hobby is the Powder Blue Tang, Acanthurus leucosternum. It seems to be quite a popular choice because it's brightly coloured and small individuals look great in stock tanks. As a beginning fish though, it's really not ideal at all. They require very heavy flow to simulate the habitat they come from, which is where the waves crash onto the reef. And also because they're quite active, they need quite a lot of space. So I'd say a minimum of 500 litres, preferably 1,000 litres even for a juvenile, and you really want that flow rate in the region of sort of 100 times an hour on the tank as well. As well as that, they're very highly aggressive, so you have to watch them with other members, especially other tangs or angels, because if they're in the dominant position in the tank, they can do a lot of damage to tank modes. They also have quite a specialised diet in the wild, feeding almost entirely on red seaweed and brown seaweed, so it's important that you feed them a lot of red and brown seaweeds in their diet, and don't feed them too much frozen food because that can cause kidney and liver problems further down the line. As well as being highly aggressive, needing a lot of space and very high levels of flow, though if you do lots of feeding and lots of flow, that will reduce the aggression quite a lot. The other problem you get with them is they are absolute disease magnets. Whereas most wild marine fish probably won't have a major infection, or they might have one. Most wild powder blues will often have several infections on them, and they can be quite hard to get rid of sometimes, especially some of the flukes and things that they carry. They often carry anchorworms, intestinal worms. White spot brochinella and velvet are all quite commonly seen on wild powder blue tanks, and there's been several surveys done of wild stocks showing that 80–90% of them often at certain times of the year carrying white spot alone, plus other infections as well. So it's absolutely vital if you get a powder blue tang to quarantine at home. Check out our other videos on quarantine and things, so you can find out how to do that. If you want a tang for a tank, a much better alternative would be a bristle tooth tang, or if your tank is large, look at things like the lipstick tangs, which are much easier to keep, much less demanding on diet, much less demanding on space, and much less aggressive.